shelters, feeling bad, go to a pharmacy. Did you include things about the opening hours of pharmacies? Because it's now being sold by NHS England as the alternative to go to A&E, but they're closed at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. We didn't particularly look at pharmacies in this survey, but we are just about to start looking at the way people use pharmacies, how they use pharmacies, and how they would like to use pharmacies
And
going
how they're
forward.
staffed in opening times.
So all those issues. So it's something where we're thinking out how we're going to do it, and we're going to be starting up soon. And there's something about it in the newsletter as well. So the other piece of work, and coming back to the virtual ward, is that we've agreed with the CCG to independently collect patient experience of people using the virtual ward. So, because this is a new project, so the very first group of patients starting going through it at the moment, we're going to look to go out to speak to those patients, talk to them about their experience of using the services under the virtual ward, talk to them about how they think it worked, did it work well for them, did it not work well, what was particularly good, what was particularly bad. I did hope you'd have a bit more time to talk about it today. I think if you see in your packs, I did include a list of draft questions that we were thinking of going out to ask people. I'm aware that we're running out of time, and to avoid overrunning our booking, I mean, what I might suggest is if I can email this round and people can take this away, and if people maybe want to give us some feedback about these questions via email or telephone, that would be much appreciated, whether people think these are good.
So it's still sort of a pilot, the virtual ward. Some GPs will start to implement the healthcare with the virtual ward.
Yeah.
Is this one you sent an email about the last year experience? Is this one?
I will send this out by email, yeah.
No, I received an email from you 2 weeks ago about this. Is this one?
No, it wasn't about this.
Okay.
Well, so I met with the virtual ward programme board recently, and I did ask them that, but I think then the term virtual ward isn't going to be used with any of the people using the virtual ward. So they're not going to know they're using something called a virtual ward, from what I understand. Yeah.
Virtual ward,
So some of the wording will have to be changed, because and Margaret might know better than me because she works on the H&F Hospital programme board, but I'm not entirely sure what they're going to tell patients they're using when they're under this system. Because they weren't able to tell me when I met with them.
I don't think anyone knows yet,
Okay.
but it's just patients.
Possibly.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
It's just that patients don't like the idea of virtual wards.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there. So, you know,
What
they
does
don't
it
know
mean
where
to
they are.
use it?
Science fiction.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
They're your
So,
painkillers, aren't they real? Aren't they?
yeah, so I think we need.
So it's probably it probably would be more like community services.
Well, they understand that, don't they?
Yes.
Exactly, and I think that's
they
one of
don't
the reasons.
care, they just want the service.
And it's joined up care. A community ward, community ward is a joined up care.
Yeah.
It's not floating here and there, and you don't see the same people. I think.
There's one person coordinating all.
But it won't be
all
a
the
GP, or it will be a GP.
Sometimes GPs will coordinate it.
Community matrons.
Yeah. So there would be various different people involved, and one of them will be the case coordinator for that particular patient.
And who could be a community matron?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The big gap in that particular model of care is, of course, that you can't do diagnostic tests because you would have to then go to into hospital for scans, tests, and whatever. But of course, that could be organised by such a group.
Yeah,
Yes.
and there's a bit. I think the greater use of outpatient appointments for that.
Indeed.
I'd imagine, so people aren't having to be admitted onto a ward for those.
So is there going to be a new sudden job drive, recruitment drive for these community
I
matrons?
think they've already recruited a lot of the
Yes, they
posts,
have.
as
Yeah,
from
they
what I
went to
understand. So
Charing
I think
Cross
this month
Hospital.
they started to bring
Nice.
patients into it.
Yeah.
So from kind of April onwards, patients will start being seen
So
under
from
this.
now.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully within, kind of waiting to get the final kind of go-ahead from the CCG to start going out to see the patients, but that should be happening very soon, and then they'll be able to report back in future meetings.
Can you ask about how they're going to liaise with, for example, if somebody lives in a council flat but they don't have a stair lift, and it becomes apparent on a visit by the GP and district nurse and all the rest of them, that would prevent a fall and an emergency admission for broken hip.
Sometimes
This
they
is the
have
sort of thing that
well,
you need to spend, you know.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I mean, exactly. The whole
Yeah.
one of the whole points of this is it will be integrated health and social
Well,
care. So it won't just be health professionals. It will be occupational therapists,
Will-
social workers, other social care professionals.
Will they get some clout to open a budget saying let's spend £2,000 now to avoid spending £7,000 and permanently impairing the health of
I
this
suspect
person?
the social care budget will be as it is, and if people
Well, the problem is
are
this is
eligible,
where it, you know, it's the most concrete link.
Budget issue
Yeah.
there, because some of these, what might be called new projects, again, sound in theory very good, but there are, as we keep saying, major financial issues, but there are major staffing issues as well. Now, I can only quote figures that I've been given by one of our colleagues, but who actually does have extensive community nursing care, and I understand that local district nursing team leaders have a 20% vacancy rate at the moment. So, and that's partly because new projects are pulling people away from existing provision, and therefore this wonderful new thing sounds all great, but what's happening is that a whole lot of other services are collapsing.
That's a good point.
And I certainly think that's something Healthwatch could raise issues about. I mean, the same applies, I understand, to physios, and someone who's spent 6 weeks waiting to get a physio appointment, you know, all I can say is that it's a crazy, crazy situation. You know, that which is a short-term problem suddenly becomes a chronic problem that takes longer and longer to cure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I think certainly we'll take those concerns and feed them through about not beggaring other services to provide a new one, and making sure you can keep existing services running, even though new services come online.